Hey there, my name is Blue Leaf or Blue, but this video is gonna have like no cuts at all. It's just gonna be pure talking, so enjoy. Last episode was only 4 minutes long, and that's kind of not what I'm aiming for. But this episode 2, I'm hoping for it to be a bit longer. Anyway, today I want to be talking about something real. Um, Something that I've dealt with. Most of these are going to be something I have dealt with. But today, and I also think a lot of people have dealt with this, not just me. And it's not like I'm the lone wolf out there. A lot of people have dealt with this, even if they don't say it. Today, we're going to be talking about why people care so much, or why do we care so much? And uh basically, what I'm trying to get to is why do we care so much about what other people think? And this video is kind of targeted for me and one of my friends because I know he is struggling with, caring about what other people think. And I know that I am too. I hate to admit it, but genuinely, just like, it sucks taking everything everyone says about you to heart. And I can't help that. It's kind of like a never ending cycle, I guess you could say, of it just happens again and again and again. It never stops. But like, come on, let's be serious here. Why does it care so much? Or why do we care so much when someone else judges you? Like it or like thinks you're weird or doesn't like what you're doing. Like I remember I used to care way more than I do now. And don't get me wrong, I do still take everything to heart, but I don't take it as much as I used to because I realize that just whatever other people say, when they like make fun of you in school or just like fucking don't like you at all, then that's, their fault. Because I know there are amazing people out there, like my friend, and he he's genuinely one of the best friends, like bestest people I ever could have asked for in life. And that's another thing in like, especially nowadays, it's really hard to find someone that is like in the same mindset as you and just isn't, bitchy about everything. And if you want to fit in those friend groups where you're always, bullying someone or judging someone, then, do what you want. I'm not stopping you. But just try to know that other people have feelings too. And it's not just like, oh, I'm doing this to be, cool around my friends. And I can get that, even if, you want to be cool. But I know you have a whole different personality whenever you're not in that friend group. Because I have a whole different personality too. Like, for example, I have a different personality in school. I have a different personality in, uh, you know, just in public when I'm not around friends. And basically, what I'm trying to get to is I used to care. Every little thing that was said about me, every everything I said, what I did, how I acted, I was always thinking about how other people saw me. And the worst part is that half the time people weren't even thinking about me like that. Now, do I know that 100%? No. But I do know that some of it is true. Because people mostly don't care. Like, sure, they'll make fun of you and, fucking shit. My bad. But yeah, sure, they'll make fun of you. Um, and sure, in the end, it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, no one really cares. But the thing is, in my head, it felt like they were. It felt like everyone was, you know, everyone cared and everyone always judged how I did everything. But, and that's kind of where the problem starts. Because you care too much, you stop doing things for yourself. You stop, you know, taking care of yourself, doing skincare, doing, brushing your teeth, doing simple hygiene. I know that when I cared way too much, I just, I couldn't, you know, take care of myself because I was just always so worried about what people thought of me. And, normally you would think, oh, but, Blue, wouldn't that, make you become more aware or like want to do better with your hygiene? And no, it doesn't. It makes you focus more on what you look like and not what's actually on the inside. And you start making decisions based on what people think. That is the bad part. Because most of them, like a lot of those decisions, aren't good decisions. Aren't things that, you actually want to do. You're kind of following the leader, as everyone would say. And after a while, you just. Hold on. We'll cut this out. Okay. After a while, you just don't feel like you're doing it anymore. It feels like every decision you make is actually your own, but in reality, it's not. It's what everyone around you wants, and you do it because you, you know, you care too much about if you would decline that, what they wanted to do. But the thing is, it's always okay to say no to people. And it's just like, how do I describe it? It's like being underground in Minecraft. You can't really see where you're going. You just keep moving, hoping you find something like iron or diamonds. But here's the thing I realized. Most people, they're too busy worrying about themselves to focus on you. And even if someone does judge you, so what? Like, seriously, what actually happens? Nothing. Nothing actually happens. And I think that's the part most people get confused about. Because they think, you know, everything will happen. Or, you know, just if they think that if they don't do it, then people will hate them. And that's not true. And sure, in life you'll have people who don't like you. And oh well, they don't like you. There's nothing you can really do about it. I mean, sure, you could try to get on their good side, but I even just I learned trying to get on their good side doesn't help. They don't even think of you as a friend. And but when you let, that fear of what people think control you, you stop trying new things. You stop taking risks in life. You start holding yourself back and start doing what they want you to do because you care. I just dropped my axe. But that's the bad part, is that you care. So all I'm trying to say is that there is always worse anyone could say about you. There's always worse anyone, can do to you. But at the end of the day, they're not doing that, are they? They're just being petty and saying what makes them, fit in. And honestly, being scared of what everyone thinks is worse than what anyone could say about you. Because at the end of the day, it's your life, not theirs. And that is something I really touch on because most people waste their life away fitting in with the group. Uh, you know, just not doing what they want to do. And it's kind of like this Minecraft world. You, if I build something and someone doesn't like it doesn't really matter because they're not the ones playing in it. I am. So this Minecraft world is kind of like my life, and I'm the one that controls it. I can build whatever I want, I can do whatever I want, and no one has a say in it. And I'm not saying you should ignore everyone or just not care at all, but you're gonna mess up sometimes. And say the wrong thing, do something awkward. Like, I have a story for you. In actually the first day of 8th grade, I remember talking, you know, to people I would not call my friends anymore, but just talking to people. And our teacher said, let's go to the bathroom. And we all went out into the hallway to the bathroom. And I was walking backwards. I accidentally walked into the women's restroom, and everyone laughed at me. I felt extremely embarrassed, and it was just you know, like I did something wrong. But in reality, I realized I didn't do anything wrong. It was a simple mistake. And by now, or by the time, it's like, now that I, look back at it, reflect on it, I feel like it doesn't matter. Like, sure, I'll still get laughed at in the hallways for doing something that happened so long ago. But even then, it's just, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. And there's a difference between caring a little and caring so much that it physically controls you and controls your actions and what you do. And that's it's kind of the thing I want to get at because that is just being human, making mistakes in life, doing embarrassing things. You can't really help that because it was a mistake. And if people want to judge you for making a mistake, oh well. Mistakes in life are what help you grow. And honestly, walking into that bathroom with a bunch of girls in it just made me realize I I made a mistake. And I feel like after making that mistake, I laughed with everyone because I didn't know how to cope with it. I was laughing with them even though they were laughing at me. And that's being human. You never really let go of the fear that you're gonna do something bad or make a mistake, but you should never let that fear stop you from doing something. Like, because if you let that fear stop you, you're never really gonna move forward. You're gonna be stuck in the same spot, doing the same things over and over and over again. It's gonna be a continuous cycle. And at that point, it just gets repetitive and boring, and it sucks. It does, because I've been in that spot before. And I'm not saying my life is perfect. I'm not saying I've figured everything out, because I'm still dealing with these problems. And it's not like, I'm better than everyone. I'm figuring it out. I'm getting better at life. Because life is such like a beautiful thing. You don't want to lose it, because then if you lose your life, you lose everyone that you've ever met. You lose the people that love you, the people that care about you. And it's just like this world. It's not finished, but it's improving. Like just now, I got 2 diamonds because I'm improving. I'm not done with it. I don't have it fully planned out, but I'm going with the flow. And I'm not just saying, oh yeah, wing everything and, uh, just, I'm not saying wing everything and just don't go on about life. What I'm trying to say is that everything doesn't come to you in an instant. It all takes time. And so if you care like too much about what people think, just remember this. Most of it is in your head. And the rest doesn't matter as much you think it does. Oh, I gotta escape this baby zombie without dying. Ooh. Wait. I gotta log in. Okay. My bad. Anyway, this is episode 2. Still at the beginning, but already better than where we started. But all I ask of you is to just stop overthinking it. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.